A few moments later.
No, like, I'm gonna have to get creative. I'm gonna have to get creative to afford the cost of living because I'm paying bills right now with 3 jobs. I'm gonna have to get creative. Maybe I'll start selling like dog treats. Maybe I'll go back to. Okay, so don't hate me, women, but I'm not a feminist. I've never claimed to be a feminist. I never claimed to be a feminist, especially when it comes to love or men or relationships. I am very submissive. I am not a feminist at all. And I've never said I'm a woman, hear me roar. I am forced to do certain things that I don't want to do. I don't want to be my own provider, but I'm forced to step up and do it if I want a lifestyle and do things. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have to live like this. This is not the plan I had for myself at all, especially not being a feminist. So I'm like, and everyone likes to put me in a box of a feminist, I think just because I do speak my opinions, but not when it comes to men. I'm very submissive, and I do think men should provide. But like, I'm not a feminist at all. Anyone who really knows me knows that I'm not a feminist. I was not raised that way.
If a sit up here and tell you he don't want that baby, and then you turn around and have that baby, and he's not doing shit for that baby, you can't be mad at nobody but yourself. That nigga told you he didn't want that baby. Now you want to sit up here and have these all sob stories and want everybody to feel bad for you. Nobody give a fuck. That baby said he didn't want them babies. He didn't want them kids. Like, why do y'all be trying to keep these kids to keep or to get money? Make your own money.
I love it when guys are like, wait, babe, I want to make sure that, like, you're not like a gold digger, you know what I mean? Because I don't want people to use me for my money. And I'm just like, wait, babe, hold on. Back it up real quick. I don't think I've ever dated a guy that has had more money than me. It doesn't even matter who it is. You know why? It's because I have an only.
I don't think that's... Never mind, you don't care.
Yesterday we was talking about diet for actual men, and today we gonna get back on where we need to be, which is the stud for stud. You know, it's our community. I got the perfect person in the building tonight to tell us a little bit and inform us a little bit more. So tell us about your personal experiences and how you started.
Well, like I said, I always thought that shit was to me. Growing up, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it was about like 2-3 years ago, I had a lot of stuff for stud females on my Facebook. And so they was just writing shit and dealing with other studs. It just made me curious. Like, you know what I'm saying? They are pretty. I did see a lot of pretty ones. But me just thinking, you know, that's because of how society really is. You feel what I'm saying? And I just got curious. Like, I wanted to see what the game was about. Like, what's this about? Like, I keep seeing different, like, and all the studs kept saying how good it was and how better it is and the experience is this, that, like. So I'm like, all right, I wanna play with the wall and I wanna test.
All right, if I ever got my breasts done, all right, my breasts augmentated, if you will, and then I died prematurely, I'm not going to manifest that. Number 1, open casket. Number 2, take my top off. The girl should sit pretty either way.
It's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Call me crazy, but when did it become a bad thing for guys to approach girls at the gym? Like, as long as it's a respectful time to do it, like, please come talk to me. What the like, I'm not standing here looking cute for nothing.
So Alina, who is a woman to be clear, said, LOL, in general, I feel like we've shamed men out of approaching us in public, and they only have confidence behind a screen now. Another way to say, we messed ourselves up.
Can someone explain to me why I just saw an ad or a post for an app called T, where these women can post photos of a man. They can post all of the comments that they want. This particular one had 132 comments from women discussing a man, even down to how many red flags he has. So let me guess, these women are self-diagnosing these men without any credentials based off their experience. So it's basically just another app to exploit these men and their experiences with these men. And it goes even further than, are we dating the same guy? Because it's an app where a bunch of women can talk to each other, and it's for women only, and you have to get approved to be on it. So these men, again, can't even defend themselves. And that whole idea is that these women need protection from these men, but very much in this ad had absolutely nothing to do with protecting themselves from this man. It was all about supposed red flags and this self-diagnosis for these men. And of course, I will never claim that there's no such thing as a non-dangerous man, obviously, but this whole idea of having an app to protect women, as if women just sit there innocently and do absolutely nothing. The majority of the time, men are at the mercy of a woman's emotions. So tell me how these women are going to get online, be in a bad mood, say whatever they want in the moment and have zero consequences. And yet it's a woman's only app. So these men cannot even know, or they're unable to see what is being said about them. So the moment that a man rejects a woman or says something she doesn't like, now he's a sexist, narcissist, sociopath, or whatever she wants to say. And of course, it's to protect other women. Even though it is slanderish, it is, unheard of, it's unhinged. It is so diabolical to put these men in this class. And I would say that this is a great idea, but the whole ad or the whole post was circulated around, oh, look, ladies, look, he has 16 red flags. Again, tell me how or who is diagnosing these men as having red flags if you're not a therapist. You cannot convince me that this is not a perfect example of how women are the protected class, because how can you slander someone's name to this extent and have zero consequences? Okay, bye.
I saw it too, Sarah. I think I commented it's not going to work because all of them women are commenting on one man, meaning that they're only dating one man.
He said he hasn't had a girlfriend in 5 years. So, I really feel like this could be it,
Not likely. Modern women require too much today.
I cannot stand an insecure woman. Oh my God. If you are an insecure woman, keep scrolling because this is not for you. This is about you. Anyways, so I was at a little house function over the weekend with my husband, might I add. At some point of the night, me and him separate. He's over there doing his thing and I'm over here doing my thing. I'm chilling, right? So his homeboy, whose party it was, his friends whose party it was, came up to me and we were just kind of chit-chatting or whatever. Then another young guy walks up. Now, all three of us is kind of talking or whatever. This girl, I don't even know where she came from. She interjects and she's asking me my name and she's telling me her name. And she was like, yeah, I'm married to him. The young guy that had walked up. She's like, yeah, I'm married to him. How is you cool? Baby, I am not checking for your little piece of man. I'm here with my own. So I'm just oh, okay. In my head, I'm thinking congratulations on your nuptials. What the? I don't care. And see, I got a slick mouth. Okay, this mouth can get very, very reckless. And I've been working on it. God knows that I have been working on it. Because what I wanted to do is turn to her and say, I know it's intimidating. I know. Okay? But don't piss me off. Don't have me embarrass you in front of your man and his family. Matter of fact, just get away from me with that insecure energy. Girl, bye. Bye. That was so unnecessary. It's she just made it her point to let me know that that's her man. Just because your man is in the presence of an attractive woman, don't mean that attractive woman wants your man.
And this is probably a woman that said, I've done all the inner work and nobody can touch me because I know who I am. I know my worth.
Behavior, and I truly don't understand why it's that hard to remember.
I know, I'm sorry.
You should be sorry, it's pathetic. And when I get home, I expect to see something in our driveway that can go 0 to 200 in 6 seconds, or you're gonna really see me flip out. Hey.
Hello.
What is this?
All right.
Ready? Are you?
I'ma be honest. Why when a guy speak on a girl wearing revealing clothes, she say if you can't handle a baddie, don't date one? Why are you only beautiful when you naked?
Oh look, it's Little Miss messed up another relationship because of my self-destructive tendencies.
I am going to black out on my mother, dude. Oh my God, that gets under my skin.
lot of y'all children should primarily be with the father and not with you. I don't know what made y'all think or where this unspoken rule came from that if I'm constantly falling short and I don't have the sense of stability that because I have your child primarily, that you should have to financially pick that up. If you cannot financially provide stability for your child, and of course emotional and other things play into that, but if you are struggling financially and you cannot maintain a roof over my child's head without me having to constantly step up, don't you think that that child should be with the other parent? ... But that's a conversation that you don't want to have because you much rather take the handout. Because you know, we as women, we always have help. It's always somebody to go to, whether it's your mama, your cousin, another, whoever. Men don't have that option. And the reality is, if, not saying that all men should do it, but if men would stop being so, I'll give this to you because you are the primary care provider, what would that make you do? You would have to figure it out. But because you have so many other alternative options, you rather just take that than give your child the best life that they deserve. A lot of y'all are selfish and y'all just don't want to have that conversation. Stop having children if you cannot provide the appropriate things that child needs to thrive and flourish. Financial stability, emotional support, and so on and so forth. Y'all be some stingy, and I hate that for y'all. All that's going to do is give your child the short end of the stick. And
LL Patch in the comments said Western women through social media have shown and told the world exactly who they are. Then men walked away.
You know what I realized? Men are going to tell you exactly who they are. They're going to tell you, and then they're going to play it off like it's a joke or like I'm different now or whatever. But they will tell you exactly how they are. We just gotta listen, and then we gotta walk away.
I learned from a psychiatrist that when a man falls asleep around you, it means that he feels safe and trusts you to go through his phone while he sleeps. Hope this helps.
What happened to being friends first? Why does everybody want to skip past the friend stage? You don't know me. You think I'm about to be all wrapped up in you and you don't even know me? I don't even know you. Why do men be so quick to skip the friend stage? Why? So you can manipulate me? So you can feed me lies? And then when I find out exactly who you are, you're going to be mad because I don't want to talk to you no more. But that's because I didn't even know you from the jump. That is literally an automatic red flag for me. Y'all must just go off of looks and keep it at that. I am so much deeper than that. There is depth over here.
Why is a man carrying around cash so hot? Like, why is that something that is so attractive to me? If he has one of those clips that like clips around your cash, that is the hottest thing ever. Like, I don't want to see a black card, a gold card, an Amex, nothing. I want to see a wad of cash with a clip around it. I don't need to see a card. We need to see cash, and we need to bring that back because thinking about, I can't talk about my grandpa if I just said that was hot. Okay, you know what I was gonna say, but let's just bring that back.
Dude said because y'all are superficial and materialistic. Dang.
Yo, so why was I in CVS just now and these girls was behind me and I could overhear them talking and they was like, yeah, I guess they had just came from some party over the weekend. And one of the girls was like, yeah, you got to date the finest one though. Like, he fine. Like, you need to talk to him. Like, that's the fine one out of the group. Like, date the fine one. Like take my advice. Girl, I turn around. I'm like, how old are y'all? Mind you, I should have just minded my business. But I was like, no, that these girls need to know what's going on. So I was like, how old are y'all? And they was like 16, 17. And so I was just like, look, I said, if y'all don't have sisters, cousins to let y'all know, even mamas, I'm like, I will be the first to tell you. I don't even know y'all. But don't just date him just because he fine. Like, y'all are lusting right now. Y'all auras are still developing. Y'all core ain't even developed yet. Y'all may be looking at these and they may be fine on the outside, but are they fine in the mind? What is their mindset like? What is their values like? How do they treat their mother? How do they treat their sisters? You know, do they have a good relationship with their father? You know, what are their values? What are their morals?
I can guarantee you 10 seconds into the conversation, they quit listening. A lot of these modern women don't care nothing about morals, character, or integrity. They care about money and material things.
When we were first married, the first few years of our life, I was so excited every time he would come home. Sometimes I would wait for him by the window like a puppy, like waiting for him to get home. And I just feel like over the years, so much resentment and so much disappointment has built up. It's very hard for me to just be jovial and happy and carefree. when he says to me that when he feels that I'm agitated, it's hard for him to come toward me.
Right.
So it's almost as if I can never get what I need out of
Right.
him, because when I'm upset and when I'm agitated and when I'm frustrated and when I'm angry, it's when I need him the most, but I'm the least able to express it. And
Yeah.
he's the most likely to take that step back and say, I don't want to go near you with a 10-foot pole because
Right.
you're clearly upset right now.
Right.
Like, I don't want to be the person to say to him, will you give me a hug? Because I don't want a hug from him because I'm angry at him.
But if you get a hug from him, how will that get in your way?
Maybe it'll make me feel in some way as though I'm rewarding him, or make him feel like everything is copacetic when it's clearly not.
So you're kind of doing a star system. Yes.
You are not getting a check on the 10th day, and you do not get to stay home from work, so don't get any ideas.
The star system never worked on me as a kid.
It doesn't really work.
Rhonda Wade said, I hate to say it, but I agree with him. You said you're mad at him, but you need a hug from him. He can't win. He feels like he should give you space and not get cussed out, but you want a hug. This is what most men feel like. I don't know what the heck to do. I don't know whether to go over there and comfort her or to stay back if she wants me to just take initiative. I don't know. Contrary to popular belief, men don't like getting yelled at. Men don't like making their partners upset and angry and making the situation worse. My God, this is terrible. I hope they fix this.
Dear men, doing chores around the house isn't helping your wife, it's being a functional adult.
Definitely not having you as my therapist. I think I'm gonna pass.
Oh, what happened? Girl, I don't even know why he's mad this time.
What happened?
Like, I literally told him, like, I want this cute bathing suit and I want to be cute for summer. And he said, I
Right.
agree, but you're not going to get this bathing suit. Because I was going to order this really cute one and I already got it, but he says that it's too inappropriate and he's been so insecure recently. I don't even know why he's mad.
Girl, he's tripping. Let me see the bathing suit.
Okay. This is the top.
Oh.
Okay. But this is such a cute moment right here.
Right,
It's going to cover
right.
me up, but like, this is a cute moment right here. And like, for the bottoms, these are going to be the bottoms. It goes on like this, and you just hold it like with your butt crack. You just like hold it there, and like, it's like a cute
Right,
little bathing
I see
suit.
the vision.
I honestly don't know why he's
Girl,
mad.
this been worse. I honestly don't know why he's mad.
I know. Like, I don't get it. He's been so moody recently, especially with what I wear.
Do you ever not want to cuddle because you know that's what's gonna
Oh,
happen?
all the time. I'll play dead. He's like cuddling, and I just
know,
lay there,
'cause I-
and he's like, "Jeez," and I'm like, "Well, no, because then you're gonna take it as a green light."
Wait, so y'all not cuddling? Yeah, y'all better go ahead and break up. That's a no for me, fam. Because then what are we doing now? Sitting in silence, 6 feet apart? So you telling me you not cuddling just to avoid? So now we not cuddling? That's a double whammy, fam. Because if we not, I sure as hell expect some cuddles. Cause what? Are you out of your mind? You think I don't need love? I don't need compassion, touch? Yo, normalize men cuddling. Actually, it's already normal. You just sound bitter. Well, what? Men like to cuddle too. Sounds like you hate your man. That's what I'm hearing. Listen, tell me she's not trying to cuddle. What the? Out of your mind.
And has the nerve to have an Elevation worship shirt on. Like, you're not following any part of the Bible. Talking this silly. Number one. Number two, how y'all think it's okay to get out here and represent your husband like this? Stupid.
You know what I don't understand? When did it become like attractive and cute for men to be literally useless? Like, why are they? Oh, I don't know how to cook. Like, can you cook for me? Like,
So the girlie who said she was allured out of a great marriage and then got cheated on made a 7-minute long story time on what happened and in response to some of the backlash that she's been getting. I watched it so you don't have to. She was 19 when she got married to her ex-husband because she got pregnant and her mom forced it upon her. She was crazy in love with this guy. They were best friends. They were high school sweethearts. He was the breadwinner. They had a great marriage and a happy family, but then he started getting laid off by his jobs and it was unstable. So then they were living paycheck to paycheck. And she says there were single men around her her all the time, which she didn't fall into, which is wild to say because duh, there are single people around all of the time. She's saying that as if it's like a, oh, look at me staying faithful, as if it's that hard. She said that she didn't know what it meant to take vows. She was miserable and basically admitted to playing in his face for a while. She said that she started going to work again and then she felt resentment towards her husband. And then this guy at her new job would not stop flirting with her. She said that he was tall, dark, and handsome and that he never left her alone and would text her a lot, and then he just became irresistible. Yes, she used the word irresistible. She went out with that guy in a group, alcohol was involved, and not good stuff happened. Her ex-husband had found receipts that belonged to the guy in her car, and then he found out that they were texting a lot, so then they get a divorce. She moves in with the guy that she cheated with, and then everything went downhill. She was drinking too much alcohol. No one in her life liked the new guy, obviously. She says that it was the worst of times, and that guy still tries to come into her life now, even though they are done. She says that she takes accountability, but like she doesn't, because she still asserts basically in her story that she was lured by this irresistible guy and just admitted to cheating on her husband because they were going through hard times financially. Let me know what you guys think.
I feel like women can no longer complain about men not approaching us anymore, because women for years online have been saying, don't approach me at the gym, I'm just here to get a workout. Don't approach me at the bar, I'm just here to have a good time and dance with my girls. Don't approach me at the library, I'm just trying to get my work done. Don't approach me at the grocery store, I'm just trying to do my shopping. We have been saying online for years to not approach us places because we're not there for a man and we're just trying to do our own thing and don't want to be bothered with it. So men have stopped approaching women because of what women have been saying. You can't get mad at them because they actually listened. Like, what? I feel like something is not clicking here, because then we have told men to stop approaching us, and now they have. But then you as a woman now don't want to approach men because that's not feminine, or you don't chase, you attract. But now you can't even attract because we all have scared men out of approaching women in public. And now it's like, if you actually do want more men to start approaching you, we kind of got to take back what we said and just be like, no, you can approach us. Maybe just don't be an asshole or a creep or a weirdo. Approach us respectfully. If we reject you, move on and be respectful about it. Just because I reject you doesn't mean you have to call me a fat. Just take the rejection and move on. All right, so if you're complaining that men aren't approaching you, just realize it's our own fault.
Okay, so I have a theory that the men on Hinge are actually weird and have no game, and that's why they're on the apps, because they feel more comfortable talking behind a computer than approaching you in real life. Because like 9 out of 10 times I don't even think I've been on 10 Hinge dates, but like my point to say 90% of the time I've gone on like a Hinge date, I feel like the person is like very weird, or just like on the nerdier side at least. And they don't have that kind of suave, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the crowd on the apps are generally the guys that have trouble approaching women in real life. Because the men that I've gotten approached by in real life are usually cooler than the ones I've met on apps, or at least know how to approach women. Like, they might not be the best looking, but they have the game, as in like they can come up to you, oh my gosh, hey, what's up, blah blah blah. Like, they might not be like Mr. Brad Pitt or anything, but like they have enough confidence and enough game to approach you. Does that make sense? Where I feel like the app are the guys that never would come up to you at a bar. Does that make sense?
If you're a woman watching this and you're wondering why men are not asking you out, I promise you, there are a few different reasons why this would be happening. I've had women come to me and say, why isn't he asking me out? Why is he not approaching me? You know, maybe he's just not interested, number one. Number two, the biggest thing that I see is the imbalance with masculine and feminine and where that actually stands today. There's so many games that are being played. There's so many imbalances when it comes to what a woman should provide, what a man should provide. And, you know, the Me Too movement has moved men so far away. But it's not an excuse, because I see a lot of masculine men that are sitting in their masculine energy, approaching women, regardless of all of this other stuff. I see the masculine men, or shall I say, the men that are sitting in their masculine energy. That doesn't mean that they need to be macho men or whatever, But the men who are quietly confident, even if they aren't like, you know, the best looking guy in the room or the guy that has all the money, get the girl. I see them getting the girl because they're actually approaching women and they are taking the time to ask women certain questions, get to know her, and they're taking a chance. So if you're a woman watching this and you're wondering like, why is this not happening? He might not be the type of guy that wants to approach, fair enough, but he might not be into you. And the other thing is that men need a signal. They need a signal to know whether to approach. So if you're in the gym or you're in a coffee shop and you think he's good looking and you would like him to approach you, obviously if you're not looking at him at all but you know he's good looking, he's going to be like, well, she's not even, you know, or maybe you've got your headphones in. He's not going to approach when you are blocked off in your energy and in whatever situation you're in. You have to give a guy a signal to actually have an in to approach you. So the more that you're open and receptive to that kind of signal, the more that he will be like, okay, I think she's interested, so I'm gonna approach.
Being single is so boring. I have barely nobody to talk to, and I'm just laying in my bed doing nothing.
The moment a man opens his mouth and he says, I'm not a trick and I'm not a simp, is the moment I know I don't like that man anymore. Even if I thought I liked him a little bit and he starts saying, I'm not a trick, I'm not a simp, I don't like you anymore. Cause why? Can you learn? I'm just like, what's wrong with being a trick and what's wrong with being a simp? Oh, you show love and you have money and you like to spend it because it comes back to you? When is that a bad thing? I'm a trick.
No. We're not going to do that. That doesn't work here.
And, you know, I think these women, the reason the body count becomes important to me is because I'm just watching these young girls not understand the weight of it, as you've just described, but then they get to 35, 36, and that damage starts to accrue, and it does start to register, and they look miserable. It starts to show on their face. They start to feel it in their body. They don't feel well. They turn to wine. They turn to antidepressants. This idea that you can do that and not have it impact you at some point is just not realistic for females. This is just not good for women. It's destructive. So I'm trying to just, you know, I try to speak to these women just from a perspective of just, you're hurting yourself. Like, wake up. And I don't think they do that at 25. I think they do that at 35 and up.
So seeing this guy for like 2 months, in the middle of conversation, he just randomly goes, by the way, I want you to know, I want this to be a lifelong thing. Like, I want you in my life for as long as humanly possible. And I was like, oh, no, yeah, for sure. Me too. So 8 months later, I go, you want to be boyfriend, girlfriend? And he goes, nah. And I was like, oh, but you just said, but I could have sworn you just, no, take backsies. But that's not fair.
I don't know how everybody else feels. All I know is I can't wait to be married again. I know we live in a time where all you hear is negatives. Marriage is miserable. Marriage is slavery. I'm not listening to nobody. I don't want to get married to somebody and they take half. People only focus on the negatives. I want to see more stories of women being encouraged to be married, men being encouraged to be married. I want to see the happy marriages. Of course, we're going to think marriage is a bad thing if all you see is negative. And this is coming from a woman who was once married and is now divorced. I can't wait to be married again. I cannot wait to share the laughs, the cries. I cannot wait to have my person next to me so we can figure out the struggles and the problems. I cannot wait to grow old with someone. I cannot wait to build with somebody. Baby, I can't wait to go 50-50 with somebody. I hear the whole conversations about, I don't want no roommate. It's not a roommate situation. It is a partnership. It is a team. I want him up just like he wants to see me up. And the easiest way to do that is to work together. I'm bringing 100%. He's going to bring 100%. But then we're splitting what life requires down the middle. I want us to start really focusing on the fact that life is better when you have your person. And I'm talking the person that God sent for you, not the person you trying to force to be your person. That's why a lot of these people are married and miserable, because they don't really like their spouses, because they weren't listening when God told them don't do it. They was too busy trying to have the wedding. They was too busy not trying to embarrass themselves and not back out of an engagement that they know wasn't working. Marriage is beautiful. And I cannot wait to be on a Sunday cooking a good meatloaf for my husband and my family. Okay? Okay.
I agree with you, but with a lot of this stuff going on with modern women, I understand.
Just real quick, want to mention that in 2024, single women made up nearly 20% of all home purchases across the board. Single women buying a house all on their own. It's pretty badass. You know what? Men were like 10%.
How many of those women went through a divorce though and might have taken quite a bit? And why are we always celebrating men falling behind? If women are doing so great and so well, let's start helping men out. Let's look for the reasons why they might be falling behind and address those issues. Let's take their mental health seriously. Let's offer them college scholarships. Let's give them more opportunity in the workforce to get promoted. It's so weird because if this number were reversed, we would be working our butts off to ensure it's equaled out. But now that women are ahead, we're not doing anything to help men.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. If I break up with you and you beg for me back, you getting another chance. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. That just does something to me.
I can't crash out in real life anymore, so I'm gonna crash out here. My ex told me that if I continue with all the no caller ID calls, he's gonna block no caller ID. I didn't know that he knew that you can block no caller ID. So what you're saying is you could have blocked it, but you didn't. It ain't over for me. It's not over for me. He loves me. Like, I still have a fighting chance. Ladies, the sun is out, the birds are chirping, text your ex.
So this past weekend, me and two of my bestest homegirls in the whole wide world went to Epcot in Orlando to celebrate my birthday. March 29th, big Aries energy, whoop whoop, you know, whatever. Okay, cool. So we get there, and of course, everybody's dressed up. I did the Ariel thing. My homegirl did Sleeping Beauty, drinking, whatever. We all dressed up in our little fits, and it was cute. So it was different groups of girls that were there. Black women specifically. I'm calling you out because I wouldn't be me if I didn't. Okay. So Disney World is a family-friendly amusement park. Keyword on family. The amount of tennis skirts and cheeks that I saw at Disney World gave me secondhand embarrassment it's going to take me 2 weeks to recover from. There is no reason why you are dressed up as Princess Tiana and your is hanging out the bottom of your skirt. It's not. And I'm talking about March the 29th. Y'all was at Disney World and it was everywhere. Ass everywhere. We talking about babies in strollers, 5-year-olds walking around with their daddies. Like a family-friendly amusement park. Do y'all have to up every damn event? Help me to understand. What would make you comfortable enough to wear a tennis skirt so short it's 6 inches of raw hanging out the bottom of it? We at Disney World. My God.
What would you do if you and your boyfriend break up and you tell your gay friend about it and he gets with your ex-boyfriend? And it happened 3 out of the 5 times that you've dated somebody that your gay friend ends up getting with your ex-boyfriend, and now he makes it a mission to try to seduce all the people that you date and I'll try to seduce all your exes, and for some reason it keeps working.
I need these women to stop lying about them not selling it when y'all be selling it. You think these high status asses is gonna sit up here and just spend their money on you and you not giving that shit up when there are prettier women than you that were willing to give that shit up? And I need women to stop being super gullible with these BBL warriors. Y'all be arguing with rappers and they be trying to sell me an ebook in y'all link tree. Are we cool? Like, this shit make no sense. And then quit trying to put women on game about entrepreneurship and business when you literally see your way up to the top. And mind you, you didn't do any work. You on your back, open your legs, boom, you got the money, investments, materialistic things, whatever the fuck it is on a contract that you found was beneficial. Because if you was smart, you not gonna let a high status ass you for free. Like, what? And then you trying to put these 9-to-5 women on, but you not being straight up. Quit playing and quit flying. This is insane. And quit believing these. Damn.
Y'all do not know nothing about that woman who is 26 with 6 kids and 1 on the way.
Yes, we do. We know she's 26 with 6 kids
and one on the way. What else do we need to know? I'm confused. We can sum up her entire life as it stands with that information alone. A modern 26-year-old can barely take care of another 26-year-old, let alone 6 children. She don't even got a farm. The only reason people were having 6 kids back then was because they were breeding their workers into existence. The land needed to be tilled. The potatoes needed to be picked. The coyotes had to be dealt with. It was just too much for 2 people, so they just bred their workers. They bred the farmhands into existence. In 2025, you're just creating babies to struggle in an apartment for no reason. He then goes on to say, oh, just because they're poor doesn't mean they're being neglected. Just off the strength that 6 of them exist, I promise you they're being neglected in some form or fashion. And poverty makes it 10 times worse. He then went on to say, oh, rich people neglect their kids as well. So, how is that an argument?
Do you know what the funniest thing about so many men is nowadays? So many men are no longer scared of being single. They're now scared of being in a soul-sucking, detrimental relationship that's only gonna waste their time, waste their energy, waste their effort, and waste their money. They would rather be single than be in a bad relationship. So it's not that men are complaining because they're single. Men are complaining because they've just seen everything as such a waste of time for them lately.
The way that every time y'all bring a man to the internet to try to bash him and then y'all be bringing the man to the internet trying to bash him and then here come another trail of thirsty trying to jump on his bandwagon. Now he got more. Oh my God. The ATL just literally got 33,000 followers overnight. The girl who put the story out there, she still only got 11,000 and she started off with like 7,000 or some shit. So like, damn. Why is y'all so funny? That's backfired. Like, I would have erased every video I had. Girl, get to erasing. Put up a new profile picture. Change your name. Oh my God, that is so embarrassing. This got 33,000 followers on TikTok overnight. I ain't even gonna see his Instagram, but he was at 20,000 something when I last seen. That is so funny to me. Oh my God, how embarrassing.
I hate to admit when people are right, but when I was 21, I got a tattoo on the back of my arm and I showed it to my dad. And he said, I don't even need to be mad about this because there's 2 options here. You're either gonna hate that tattoo and be stuck with it for life, or you're gonna hate it and you're gonna have to get it removed, which is the most painful experience. So either way, you lose. And I was like, no, I'm gonna love this tattoo forever, Dad. Guess what I'm doing at 27? Removing this tattoo. And it is in fact the most painful experience. So, I guess dads are just always right.
Be quick to post Proverbs 31 as if the Bible was talking about you. You got 31 bodies. You're not a good thing or a wife. You freaky what?
So, it's my birthday today. And my grandparents call me every year and sing me happy birthday. And my grandma goes, so how's your day? Like, how's your day going? And I'm like, I don't know, you know. And my grandpa goes, a lot of women are still single at 32 now. Okay. Thank you. And then he goes, well, I made you a chocolate cake, but you're not here, so I guess I'll have to eat it. He makes me a chocolate cake every year and I'm not even there. What? This is why I'm single, okay? Because I have a grandfather who does like that.
I'm 29 years old and single as and if one more person says to me, it'll happen when you least expect it. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Some women make it really hard to be a girl's girl. So I get a phone call at like 2 o'clock in the morning. My phone is blowing up back to back to back to back to back like crazy. Area code is 404. I got 2 of my favorite cousins stay there. So I'm like, let me answer and see who this is. Like, what's going on? I answer it. Homegirl, like, who is this? I say, are you confused? Because you called me. Oh, I'm not confused. Your number is in my husband's phone. I say, who's your husband? She said, let's just say she called him Jack for the sake of saying. And I'm like, I don't know no Jack. I say, and this area code is 404 and I stay in Chicago. So she like, well, he back and forth to Chicago. And like I said, your number is in his phone. I say, well, is there any messages between the two of us? She like, your number is in his call. Like, I say, sweetheart, I ain't talked to nobody from a 404 area code. Okay? And I don't know Jack. Okay? So I'm like, I'm confused. I'm like, maybe in passing, I gave him my number. I don't know. But I don't know who your husband is. She like, you a lad, you know him. Y'all been talking. I say, ma'am. I say, if you're just trying to get out your marriage, then go ahead with that. But I'm telling you, I don't know your man. I might have gave him my number in passing, but nothing ever came of it. Whoever this person is. She like, I hate like you who trying to protect the man. Baby, I'm not trying to protect nobody. I don't know who your husband is. I'm not sure how he even got my number at this point. I'm study trying to tell her, like, in passing, maybe it happened, but I could tell you I had no communication with whomever you're speaking of. You know what I'm saying? I'm still being respectful. She's still going off in the background. So at this point, I'm like, listen, ma'am, stop calling me and work on your marriage. And I hung up. She calling back again, back to back. You gonna tell me how long y'all been dealing together? You gonna tell me how long y'all have been dealing together? Because I'm tired of this. I say, I'm tired of it for you. Should be up at 2 o'clock in the morning harassing somebody who ain't dealing with your husband. I'm study telling you, I'm not dealing with your husband. I don't know who your husband is. I don't know no Jack. Study telling her this. She study going off. She rimping and raving. I say, let me know when you want to hear the truth. Or I could just tell you what you want to hear. You can tell me what I want to hear. Yeah, I can tell you what you want to hear. I say, we've been dealing with each other for a long time. It's been like about 2 years. I got a shorty back him. Like, I'm waiting on Jack to come home because I'm tired of playing these games too. I knew it. I say, and that's what's wrong with you. I'm sitting here telling you, I don't know your husband, but you would prefer to say that I do and to say that we got this elaborate relationship that I don't even know what the fuck talking about. He about don't know.
She probably sitting in the dark with Chinese food, crashing out. It's a horrible place to be.
One thing TikTok do got is some crying, begging ass on here. Like, I could never be a lesbian. Y'all cry too much for me. Like, I'm a female, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just not in touch with my emotions. Like, what the f*** is y'all on here crying every day? I'm scrolling through here looking at funny videos, laughing myself, uptown, downtown. Then I'm scrolling, put a finger down. Shut the f*** up. Nobody want to hear that every day. Every day is a sad story. We all go through. Nobody gives a f***.
Jamel said, I instantly scroll when I hear. When I hear put a finger down.